Let's start 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
This is a dangerous group, the groups that we're dealing with now.
I would like to introduce taking you to the higher state. None of them knew they were robots. Transmission. Come and have a go. You'll see the art of.
Let my soul fly free.
We'll get it right one day, guys.
We will. Hi.
Great to see you here. Thank you for joining us and following us through the channels.
Oh, I know. It's been like a big trek, hasn't it, to figure out where we're just going to eventually end up. But there is purpose and there is reason for that. So,
yeah.
We just, yeah. I'll hand it to Mandy while you're talkative.
Initially, guys, we noticed that the way we went about saying, we're going to be on Chatters yesterday.
Yeah.
Not everybody caught it. So after the fact, I put the link there so anybody who missed it could find it. Re-put the link there. It was actually in the description. It just wasn't an easy clickable. We also had the link there to Odyssey in the description. But yeah, in reply to a comment, I put up the fresh link, and there was a little bit more chatter thereafter. I'm swapping back accounts or doing whatever the hell it was this morning. I can't even remember now, only to realise that no comments at all whatsoever were there. There were at least 5 all up. That's odd enough, right? The initial comment had nothing wrong with it. The comment with the link was from me. Even if it was YouTube, at the most, they only ought to have taken my link if they had a problem with me sharing another YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they're all gone makes no sense. To further make things interesting, the description in itself, it states the link to the video that we were playing. It also had the Odyssey link. The Odyssey link itself has been disappeared.
Yep.
Hey, Multi, long time no see.
Good to see you. The Odyssey link. We think YouTube. Well, we know YouTube doesn't like the backup accounts because that's where we all go after it. But we think they're actively blocking it because that was done in the YouTube itself, not through StreamYard. So
absolutely nothing to do with
gold star, my friend. Well done for a Friday afternoon.
I mean, it's been a weird account since conception. So we figured we'd pull you in from all directions, and hello to everybody on any channel that you have come in from. All up we are streaming to 4. Thank you, all of you on YouTube and Odyssey, for joining us.
Yes.
If you would like to join in the main chatter, that's part of the show. It can be anywhere within YouTube itself. They all connect together, and it's going to be quite mad if you're all in different ones in the StreamYard chat. But if you want to,
really strange.
It does. And if you want to be part of the main chat, interacting with everybody amongst yourselves, as well as with us, please head yourselves over.
I've just dropped the link in the chat now. I've just dropped it in there on all channels. So, yeah, everybody, that link that Life's BS Chatters has just dropped in, click on that and you'll come into the main channel where we are at the moment. This is our major backup channel. This is one we set up that we haven't actually activated properly yet to do the chatters overnight, where people just gather looking for something to do, all hunt for each other. And it was set up so to take the pressure off one person or another, or somebody to always be there and constantly on the go. We haven't utilized it properly for that, but it's here, it's verified. We can go live on it. So for the moment, while we're in jail on our main account, we're sitting here on this one and sitting pretty. So everybody sub us up on this one. While you're at it, sub all three. Yeah, please share it. And sub everyone around too. It doesn't hurt, because if we go down on this, we'll go to Mandy. If we go down to Mandy, you'll end up on mine. I got 29 people. Seriously, if we end up on mine because of else yours, I ain't got nothing. You know, so that's the whole idea, guys.
And thank you, Matt, for bringing that up, because while Mick was first to chats today, we do give a special mention to Andrew, because he has been working hard at trying to skim the chats between the channels, and he was first to hit multiple, and we appreciate that. Thank you, Angie.
I will pay that. Oh, and now I see where it's coming from. So, yeah, Mick got in, and the number's 12-12 on Mandy, I'm guessing, Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew, you were first in on this channel, 10-1. So there you go.
All right, and I'm just going to change that banner now, because we have some.
Both get a medal for it.
Would you like to start with that? Oh, yeah, that one's still in telly, isn't it? That little picture.
Which one? Which one? Our little mate over the border? Over the border?
The ears.
Oh, hang on. No, which one? Which one with the ears? There's two.
Oh, shit, there are two.
The last one or the first one?
The Northern Hemisphere one.
Okay, copy. Gotcha. Bloody hell.
Guys, you're going to get why we find this absurdly funny. I'm sure it will. When it suits an agenda.
Hang on a sec. What chat did that go into?
Either line up or us. Sorry.
Because it's not in line up, so it's got to be in ours. Oh, for fuck's sake.
We try to be organised. It gets confusing.
What is organised? What is organised? Here we go. Yeah, I've just found a whole heap sitting in our private one that we do.
She comes up last minute. We don't know if we're going to go with it or not. And it's just that.
And let's roll with it. Okay.
We don't want to confuse the actual lineup. And
yeah, it just still gets ballsed up, basically. And we confuse the living shit out of ourselves and everybody else who watches us. What can I say? Okay.
I'll set up while I'm at it.
Oh, Andrew, look, sweetie, your chest is just fine, trust me. I can pin a medal to that anytime you want, my friend. Okay. So this comes to us from the Daily Mail. Okay.
What happened? Oh, sorry. Did I jump up?
That's okay. We got it. Oh. 41, you got it, my friend. I'm not saying a word. I'm out of that comment. I'm not doing that. Hey. So, report claims you can discern Putin from his body double by his ears. I call a no shit Sherlock. You can pick them all from their body doubles by their ears. Biden is a classic. Emma Morrison. Seriously. You can't miss it. Once you open your eyes and you see the first one, it just all comes flooding in. Hey, I swear. Try it. Trust me. So this report, which was, when was that? 11 hours ago. A report claims you can discern Putin from his body double by his ears. Ukraine's military intelligence chief has revived a theory that Vladimir Putin is using body doubles. No shit. And has pointed his changing ears over the years as proof. The 69-year-old Russian president's health has been the topic of fierce discussion amongst commentators, only because that's what they want you to think. Seriously, was that it, Mandy?
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Well, that was that one then.
I mean, the whole
I thought there was
point
a lot more there. My bad.
Yeah, no. The whole point to it was simply the fact of, I mean, how long now have people been discussing doubles and triples and clones and all the rest of it? But it's all conspiracy theorists, mumbo jumbo, yada yada yada, until it suits them. Now, I'm not saying any of it's true or any of it's not, whether it be, where it's coming from. I just find it quite interesting, the timing and, the people that they're using to bring these things forward. No, I'm not going there, actually. No. No, my head just... All right. Moving on.
Oh, seriously, do you have to, people?
Holds it together.
You got a bit of jokes for me, to be honest. Okay. Oh, moving right along. Yes.
So, whenever
you're next, you're up.
Yeah. If you wouldn't mind screen for me, please, sweetheart.
Yeah. Here's round 2 of the Friday Temper Tantrum.
Oh, yeah. Guys, I didn't even finish reading this one before I was blowing my fucking lid. This was one of the last minute additions to today's show. So, from The Guardian, 8 hours ago, calls for changes to New Zealand law after rapist claims sex with 12-year-old consensual. The interrogation of a victim who was accused in court of consenting to sex with an adult when she was 12 years old has passed New Zealand sexual assault laws has placed New Zealand sexual assault laws in the spotlight, with advocates pushing for a total overhaul. The offender, Talisi, was found guilty this week of 33 charges of sexual abuse against 2 girls. His youngest victim was 8 years old when the abuse began. Both victims faced 2 weeks of grueling cross-examination, and it was the nature of Liwata's defence rather than the trial's final outcome that prompted outcry among New Zealand advocates. Liatana argued that during the trial that his assault on one of the girls, who was 12 at the time of the attacks, was consensual, that she had pursued him, and that it was therefore not rape. His defence utilised an element of New Zealand's laws, not commonly understood by the public, that while the age of consent is broadly 16 years in New Zealand, consent is still a legal defence available to those charged with sexual violation by rape. Advocates say that should change to ensure that children cannot be regarded as consenting parties to sexual activity with adults. There definitely needs to be change, said Catherine McPhillips, Executive Director of sexual abuse organisation HELP. She said it was immoral to be putting those ideas forward, that a child could consent. It's way out of sync with what the general population thinks our law is. Yeah, it's out of sync, but interesting timing that this kind of manipulation is being put forward to people. Mick Phillips said, being accused in court of lying and of consenting to sexual activity resulted in additional trauma for victims, particularly children. As an adult, it's bad enough to be blamed for something that was done to you, intentional harm that was done to you. That's bad enough. But to be a child, when an adult has done this to you and then another adult accuses you of it in court, that is layer upon layer of being the world turned upside down, where the rights of all these adults to hurt you are sanctioned by the state. Well, I'm just going to say something here. This is nothing fucking new. This isn't. All right, no, I'll come back to that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Judge Richard Earwacker, who presided over the case, addressed the issue of consent on a person under 16 years old. In the final days of the trial, the New Zealand Herald reported, legally, a person under 16 cannot give consent for charges of indecent acts. Therefore, as a jury, all you need to decide is if the indecent acts took place, he said. But as for sexual intercourse, a person under 16 can give consent. You need to consider whether or not the consent was given based on the evidence you have. Defense lawyer Mark Edgar argued that the victim had engaged in a consensual relationship she now regretted. She has detached herself from not remembering because she has regret. She was probably too young to appreciate it. But that doesn't mean she didn't want to go along with it. This is as far as I got, guys. Iwata was found guilty in a Manukau District Court of 4 counts of sexual violation by rape, 3 counts of an indecent act with a young person, 1 count of indecent assault, 10 counts of sexual violation by unlawful sexual connection, 7 counts of other sexual violations, 2 counts of other assault on a child, and 6 charges of an indecent act on a child. Labour Zubair, a 17-year-old advocate and campaigner, has launched a petition to Parliament for an overhaul of New Zealand's consent laws, arguing that the definition of consent in our current laws does not reflect the necessity for free and voluntary agreement at the time of the act. Oh, well, doesn't that fit into some similar shit over here? She said New Zealand's legislation needed an urgent review, and the country would consider affirmative consent laws such as those introduced in New South Wales this year. The fact that our consent laws don't even have a definition for consent, and the fact that our laws don't protect people as young as 12 years old, it's just horrifying, she said. Absolutely.
No shit.
Right. Zuba, she was appalled that lawyers could argue a 12-year-old can give consent. A lawyer is trying to do their job, she said. But the fact that the law allows them to make that argument and the fact that the law supports them is disgusting. What do you know? She's speaking more sense than I was in most of this. In 2021, a study commissioned by the Chief Victims Advisor, a formal role which provides independent advice to the Minister of Justice, examined the transcripts of cross-examinations of children and adolescents from 15 sexual abuse trials. It found that children were badgered, explicitly accused of lying, and asked whether they had enjoyed being abused. It is clear that child witnesses need a great deal more support and protection than they have now. The Chief Victims Advisor at the time, Dr. Kim McGregor, said. Justice Minister Kiri Allen told court reporters for Open Justice that she had sought advice on consent laws. And a bunch of numbers and whatnot for people who need someone to talk to after that.
Where do I start unpacking that thing? Like, literally, where do I start to unpack it? A child can be groomed. A child can be conditioned. A child can be enchanted, entranced, pulled into the game, and made to feel that way. The person who does that needs to die painfully, long and drawn out, painful. End of story. It's not the kid's fault. It's not the kid's fault.
No, it's not the kid's fault. And children being blamed for acts of violence placed upon them is nothing new. It is not new for children. It is not new for adults. Which is part of the reason I get so frustrated when, people assume that a lot of what goes through courts is just people being nasty. It's not. People do not put themselves... you just don't go through this kind of process.
No.
For no reason. You just don't. It is absolute
hell,
torture for so many reasons. It is the initial violation or violations. It is the process of readdressing it, that you have to repeat your story again and again and again. You have to put it in paper. You have to read how it is in paper and sign off to it.
And you get questioned on every single little detail that might be slightly different. You might use the word a versus the word the.
And the slightest difference.
And dissect it.
And they will pick you to fucking pieces. You have to go through a medical process. You have to go through the physical medical process. You have to go through psychological medical processes. And this is all shit before you get to court. And court can take years to come to a head. And in that time, you don't know what you can do with your life.
Yep. You remember, you're in stasis. You're literally tied up in a ball because you cannot do shit.
And then you get to court.
And they pull this shit on you and turn you into the cause and the perpetrator. And instead of being a victim of all of it, you're turned into the aggressor. That is so very, very, very wrong. I understand lawyers do have a job to do. I get that. But where has the world gone that bad that we can't hold them accountable for standard common freaking decency? Who the hell goes to work and feels good in themselves, even if you don't feel good, feels okay with putting that on a child?
More than that.
As much as the asshole that did it. Sorry, Manny.
More than that, you get asked all kinds of different questions, obviously, but also if you have any record of anything, it is taken away from you.
Yep.
What you don't realise necessarily until you're in the courtroom is that, say you've passed them over a diary because it's an ongoing thing, and you haven't worded it in the upfront way that the courts like to hear it, because you need to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
That is then used against you. And so is every fucking thing else in your diary.
And if you want to go in feeling confident and feeling mature, you go in with the attitude and you're treated that way, which is, again, it is wrong. You're not an adult. You're not a grown person. You're representing that person at the time. So, yeah, this whole thing, it is absolutely 100% infuriating for me personally, and for Mandy personally, and I'm from you guys also.
You guys understand as well the manipulation. The kind of people that these predators go for are usually victims of previous fucking predators, already groomed to one extent or another to the gaslighting process, to be looking for role models and people who are going to look after them, etc. There is so much wrong with this concept. And while I'm really appreciative that this article, lets us know that this guy was charged.
Finally.
How many fucking offences? My God. And
how many weren't reported? How many did you get away with that weren't reported?
Right. Yeah, you can guarantee that that's only in comparison, a handful of what were there, because they only go for that absolute that they feel that they can, receive some kind of justice for.
Yeah.
I forgot my point. Oh, that's all right. So the outcome of that overall was better than most. And I'm glad that these people, and especially the young girl, good on her being an advocate for better protection.
Absolutely.
But the fact that they're bringing it up, these lines of blur between what's right, what's wrong, conceptually not, etc.
That's right.
We're seeing more and more of this shit. We're seeing the lines being crossed every day of what they want us to contemplate what is or not acceptable. And it infuriates me.
Yep.
It is not okay.
It is not. It is absolutely not okay. In no parallel strange universe is that concept okay. The people who create the situations to enable that, they should hang from the same fucking tree that this prick should as well. I think, calm down. There's a lot to be said for the background issue of the sexualization of younger children. You look at the television, you look at the movies, you look at the Disney, you look at all the cartoons and the fables. Now it's starting to come out that this is the result. And aren't these pricks getting what they want? So isn't it a damn good thing that we are here kicking back against them? Because I tell you what, I don't want to be on their side when it all goes down. They can bow to their master all they damn will want. I got my own light source, thank you very much, and mine wins over yours, as does the rest of you guys. Sorry.
You're in the sweater.
Button. Got me. Yeah, it does. It does. I know, Chris. And I know you guys, I mean, you're seeing us sit here and lose our shit. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate your banana comment, considering how much I hate stinking things. We can have a conversation about bananas one day, I'm sure. But I know you guys are out there as well, for various various reasons. It it needs to stop. That's all I've got. Hey, Kaz's mama.
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you. Oh, thank you for your patience with us sitting here ranting and raving and screaming and yelling too. And I would just, Andrew, be grateful. In my little temper loss in the last 5 minutes, that word that you blanked out was very, very close to coming out. Just saying it. Anyways, onwards and upwards. Onwards and upwards. Blood pressure down. Down.
Yeah, that's the last we've got of that one. And sorry, we probably should have done a trigger warning. Don't think even we realized just how. Yeah, sorry. My apologies, people. Something else we've been covering recently.
We call it the temper tantrum for a reason, guys.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me get there and then you can boot you.
I need to clear a bit of energy out of here because it's getting pretty nasty.
Oh, that one was still up. Or was it the next one I was?
No, you had a little Russian one up there.
Are you already on here? Yep. Okay, so that one can go too.
No.
Here we go. Oh, wait, what happened to the other one? Oh, for goodness sake. The one this leads into has disappeared. I think I accidentally got rid of the other one, but I can pull it back up in a sec. All right. So, from The Guardian.
I'm on to it south.
So, yeah, yours.
Get rid of it all, Chelsea. I've got oil going everywhere. Oh, you good, Benny? You want me to do this one, chick?
Yeah, go for it if you like.
I'm not fast.
It's probably easier if I do it, hey? Just because I can scroll it.
It's on your screen, so that's all good.
Yep. From The Guardian yesterday, 3:12 a.m. If you don't like it, leave. Renters priced out of their homes as landlords pass on the cost of RBA rate hikes. Tenants who have already seen their rent rise to unaffordable levels in response to interest rate hikes fear they will face further increases after the Reserve Bank of Australia lifted the cash rate for a fourth consecutive month. Travis Jordan was living in a 3-bedroom townhouse in Brunswick in Melbourne's north, but had to leave after his rent increased by $90 a week and a roommate moved out. Hey?
Poor Sook. Ours go up 1, 2, 3, 400 in a hike.
Fucking
mining town. Boom. Apparently.
Well, he wanted to stay, but with only 2 of us instead of 3, we can't afford that kind of rent increase, Jordan said. The real estate agent said that's where the market is. They said, we are being generous in a difficult time. The managing director of Australian Housing and Urban Research Institute, Dr. Michael Fotheringham, said the RBA's recent lifts to interest rates were having a knock-on effect for investment property owners and, by extension, their tenants. When mortgage payments go up, landlords look to cover that by increasing the rent, and increasing interest rates increase mortgage repayments. For Fotheringham said rental vacancies were also at a historic low, hovering at about 1% for almost 4 months, with demand outpacing supply. Landlords can afford to be a bit more ruthless, he said. You frankly get up. If you don't like it, leave response. That is what Lee Davis Thalorn and his partner were told when their rent increased by $140 a week. In June, they received a new 12-month lease, raising rent from $450 to $590 a week. We looked at that and thought, there is no way, he said. It would have taken up every single last dollar we had. We would not be capable of saving anything. After making a counter offer that was rejected, Davis Thalorn and his partner, who live in Victoria, had 60 days to move. But with his partner's wheelchair accessibility needs, the search was not easy. We need something that had some level of lift access. Bathroom designed for people who need to sit down to shower, he said. The new place we are in is not quite as good accessibility-wise. Not everybody has the financial buffer required to move. The Policy and Advocacy Manager at Tenants Union of New South Wales, Jemima Mowbray, said on average it costs a household about $4,000 each time they move, not including the bond cost. You're facing the stress of not being able to find a home, scrambling to find something more affordable, she said, but you're also going to build up a debt. As financial pressure builds, Mowbray said, more households are not being able to cover the costs of basic needs. A lot of people are struggling. Wayne Jason, a tenant in a rural town in northeast Victoria, said his rent used to be $190 a week. But after one rent rise a year ago and another in July, he now pays $260. When people are saying, sorry?
Pretty please? I could do a $260 a week in rent. That'd be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, different areas though.
I know, I get it.
Hikes themselves, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
When people are saying you have to make a choice between paying rent, electricity, eating and medication, that's absolutely accurate, he said. A lot of people are struggling at the moment. It's not just rent, it's the cost of everything. I've run out of money before I've paid for everything. It's just outrageous. And yet the mains will say, but you can budget.
Budget with what?
Exactly.
What? Exactly. You can't budget with nothing to start with.
Hypocrisy of bullshit. The New South Wales Greens MP for Newton, Jenny Leong, said there was a desperate need to reform rental laws. She's introduced a new bill to New South Wales Parliament regulating measures to provide relief and protection for renters. Well, that'll be interesting. People are going to libraries or community spaces to stay warm because they can't afford to pay rent and keep the heating on. Well, isn't it lucky in places like Victoria, they've now built extreme weather protection pods. They're a little bit bigger than pods, but not by fucking much.
I want to put it out there, today is not a good day for my blood pressure. It's really, really, really not a good day for my blood pressure. Pop really, really soon, I think.
The bill includes a cap on rents in line with the Consumer Price Index. The Act caps rent increases at the rate of inflation in Canberra, rentals plus 10%, and in Victoria, reforms to the Residential Tenancies Act last year required that tenants receive 60 days' notice of a proposed rent increase. In New South Wales, we don't have those kind of limits, Mowbray said. If a tenant does assert their rights and challenge a rent hike, they risk losing their lease. That's going to be the fucking same everywhere. Tenants also risk a bad reference when looking for their next property, which makes it very hard to find somewhere to live. Fotheringham said, there is a distinct imbalance. The power is with the landlord.
I'm in two minds on this one. There's always going to be situations where You're going to have good property owners
Okay.
who bend their back over and do everything
Yeah.
they can and get screwed by the tenants. And conversely, you're going to have good tenants who will do everything they can to maintain the property, and they're going to get screwed over by bad landlords. Add into the middle of that, real estate agents. One of my bugbears. Again, how do you pick every blood pressure point, Tigger? Good on you. Real estate agents.
I'll get better. I'm sorry. And I seem to have missed it.
They artificially inflate. They screw their tenants out of every single cent that they can get without mercy. There is something wrong with the people that go into the profession. I'm very sorry if anybody is an agent. I've done the course. I was forced into doing it, long story short. The course alone is telling these people that you are better than everybody else. You know more than everybody else. Don't use big words because people are going to get confused. You got to use small words so that people can understand you. Keep language, real estate language for the meeting room and with people and your superiors. Go away and get fucked. I'm not kidding. I can show it to you. It is insane. The whole thing is insane. The world's insane. What am I saying? The world is insane.
And
can I get off, please?
This seems to all be, there's a lot of connections that many of us have made, and we've been seeing this coming for years. We really do seem to be at that point of clusterfuck.
Yeah.
There's no better word for it. We are in a point in time of clusterfuck. A serious clusterfuck.
It just fits. It really is. It's greed versus evil versus greed versus some of us going, stop. I'm done.
I want to fucking get off. Yeah.
Next spaceship that comes past. Can I hit your lift? Cheers, dude. I'll put a flag up. Come and get me. Done. Oh my fucking god.
Cass, I've lost the link to what this was leading to. Would you mind pulling it up and reading it, please?
Oh dear me, you really want me to read now? Okay.
It's in line up.
Am I going to yell? That's the same one, isn't it?
In telly. It's under
this. Sorry. My apologies.
Right.
Okay. Where are we? Where the hell is it? In... You've lost me, girl. What link are we going with on this one?
Oh, shit. Hang on. I'll open telly.
British. Andrews. Climate change.
Down today. So up a bit higher.
Serious?
It's the other. Hang on.
As you can tell, we did plan it. We didn't plan it. We did plan it. We didn't plan it. It's probably a good thing. Yeah, Andrew, it's all the same, isn't it, man? It really is. Sure, what do we got? We've got bank with. Oh, here we go. I've got it. The watching eyes one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Copy. Gotcha.
Fuck's sake, Andrew, that sucks.
Yeah, I'm hearing it, man. Okay. Landlord secretly installs 8 cameras in a share house to watch tenants in Queensland. For the Daily Mail Australia, 10:49 last night on obviously East Coast time. 8 university students are fuming after their landlord turned their home into a Big Brother den by secretly installing 8 cameras around the property. 3 of the tenants, Nathan Thomas, Daniel Delaney, and Amaya Tidke, exposed their Queensland landlord for installing the cameras without their permission after they signed their lease. They claim the landlord told them an electrician was coming to the property, but found a number of cameras in the home's common areas a short while later. While the group joke that they're inside the Big Brother house, they feel their privacy has been violated. No shit. No matter where I go in the house, unless I'm in my room, I'm being watched. Mr. Thomas told a current affair. I'm sorry, really? A current affair? I need to do a little bit more research on this one because I don't trust a current affair as much as I don't trust your next pedophile that walks down the street. The 8 cameras are located inside and outside of the home, so the group is watched while they're cooking dinner, watching TV, and even while they're doing their laundry. And it's very, very uncomfortable to see somebody's watching you like that. That really just never goes away, and it's kind of disturbing. Yeah, Mr. Tiki said. Seriously, how did you not notice that in your house? How would you not notice that?
No, but they were just told it was renovations. When they come back, they see all this shit there.
Nah, call bullshit. You would notice it and question it. Andrew, yes, it is illegal. It is illegal, I've got to say. Okay, when the group contacted the landlord, they were told they could either break the lease for a hefty fee or live with 1 or 2 less cameras. Okay, now that's crossing the line. That's actually crossing the freaking line right there. Nothing will make it better except throwing all the cameras away, Mr. Delaney said. Hive Student Accommodation, the group's real estate agency, also refused to help them, saying the landlord had the best intentions at heart. Bullshit! Fortunately, the group had successfully sought the help of the Real Estate Institute of Queensland and Residential Tenancies Authority, and now their landlord has agreed to remove all cameras from inside the home. I'm sorry, would you trust that? Anybody? Would you go and live in that house and pay rent to live back in that house? No.
Actually, there's another article that I will pull up later when we go live later for you guys. That has a bit more information than that one. This is where we're at with the housing now. This is where they have so much ridiculous power. That could have brought me to another fucking thing. It's everywhere. It's
insane.
We've got bosses who have too much power as well, through the rental system.
Yes.
You know, they're ringing bosses. They're asking your bosses intimate questions.
Yes.
Now they've got cameras inside and out. And it's like it or leave. The landlords know that they can get away with it. The land agents themselves are supporting the landlords for doing this. The other article goes into saying that, further into he has the good intentions. Like, all right, I get it's a share house. I get you've got young lads living there and shit's going to happen. But if you don't want that kind of house, don't have that kind of house. Like, there is some discernment that a landlord or agent has to whom they pick there. They've gone out of their way because of the profit model, no doubt.
Charge them a lot for a tiny little room, make a shit ton more than normal. Boom, boom, boom.
And even just the way they've gone about it in the article, like, it's all like Big Brother. They are programming people, again, to get used to this being the new fucked up normal.
Got it. Neil, not necessarily. So with the way things work these days, you do not need to have a control box. You literally do not need to have any sort of setup other than your cameras, a connection, so a Wi-Fi connection of some sort, like the one on my here, and a mobile phone at the other end. That is all you need. So I will say one thing. Everybody who rents a home or a building for any reason, like I'm looking around here now, like, it's just nature. And I'm not even looking at the house. Anyone could leave anything behind as well. You know, how many people, when you move out of the house, you sort of go, oh, I can't fit that one last clock in. I can't fit that one last plate in. And you just leave it behind. Right? How many of us go and check thoroughly when we move into a property? Yes, exactly. Except they don't care. As long as they've got something that they can ping the tenants on, trust me, and that they can take as much of their bond money at the end of it, trust me.
See, I'm seeing all the comments.
And they're not trashing it. Yeah, I agree, Neil. I do agree, but it's easy enough to hide. Okay. How far in that house down there have you been? How easy would it be to hide something in there? This office that I'm sitting in. Like, I'm looking at holes behind air conditioners. Anything can be looking at me right now. Guaranteed.
The thing is that, the housing market is in such a tight position right now.
Yeah, you can't afford
that people are too broke, too afraid of being homeless because that's their choice. This is happening to people who already have their home. You don't like it, leave. Where do you leave to? If you've got nowhere to go, no money to do. They know that a majority of people are caught between a rock and a hard place. They are taken for advantage, and they cannot use any excuse for it. No excuse is okay. But the fact is, this is where we're going in general with surveillance and everything anyway. This is becoming the new normal, whether we like it or not. But we do. We need to stand up against it.
We do. We have to fight back.
For the people who fucking can't.
Exactly.
Because otherwise their option is homelessness. This is utterly ridiculous.
Guarantee it.
Yeah, well, I mean, guys, it was you guys that opened my eyes to something I didn't know the other day. And for those who don't know me, I've been isolated for many years.
Sheltered.
So, you guys telling me about the bloody, like it being normal or anormal for many hotels to have the mirrors that can be seen through.
Yeah. Not uncommon. There's a lot perverse in this world that most people don't see, experience, or understand. Unfortunately.
How can you if it's not even in your wave of
that's right.
If it's not even in your periphery, like
exactly right. And it's not. And yet unwittingly they've scored, whoever's behind it has scored over you because you have unwittingly participated in whatever their kicks are.
Yeah.
So sucks. It absolutely sucks. There's literally no way that we will ever know just how far it goes. We really don't. Except that now all we can hope is spread the word, spread talk to people, educate people, grow, think, be aware, situational awareness, everything. It's heightened awareness. That's what we need to be, and we need to encourage every single person in our lives. I don't care if they're young, old, thin, fat, male, female, or one of whatever. Every single person needs to be fit, mentally fit, vibrationally fit. Andrew, see you later, man.
Take care, enjoy.
It's the only way we're going to survive. And back.
Oh, sure. I didn't mean to put that one. Sorry. I don't know. I mean, honestly, like, we've done nearly an hour, and I've got to say, I'm kind of exhausted from it.
I think we need to stop right now because anymore, I'm just going to go, bleh, bleh, and it will be all over. And I'll probably have a coronary on camera in front of you.
We will. Well, yeah, we will be back.
Yeah.
Give us a couple of hours. We will do a live this evening, and let's try to get a bit silly again to de-stress, to
Absolutely
enjoy a Friday night.
Silly. I can do a silly. I can definitely do a silly.
Yeah.
Definitely do a silly.
And yeah, again, guys, please share our Chatters channel. We really appreciate it. And next time, we are just going live to our Chatters and our Odyssey.
Yeah. JJ, I think you must be over in Mandy's channel because I'm not seeing any of mine. So this is going out. You were late to the party. Sorry, man. This is going out to Life's Bullshits, Chatters, Aunt Amanda, Sassy Cass, and our Odyssey. So we're just all looking. We're just trying to get everybody on board with all of, and we'll go with it.
It'll be good to see you there too.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah,
And so, absolutely. Bring your silly pants, bring your silly shirt, my friend.
Our live this evening will be on our Chatters channel. The one, hang on, I'll drop that link in again. Hey, so
yeah.
Paste. Oh, hang on. Wait, what? Hang on, give us a sec. The wrong thing was in my cut and paste.
That's fine. No worries, JJ.
Dear. Copy.
Woohoo! Go Chris.
Oh, why would you? Oh my God!
It goes to everything from there. It's all good, no stress. I led into today. Still cranking out.
That one. Don't use that one. Sorry.
No.
No, it added the HTT blah blah bullshit. So I've got to take that out for you guys, and this one will be the one that you want to use. There.
Yeah, Chris. So that's where we're going to be tonight, and on this channel where you are now. This is the new one that we set up for general chats. We're just going to leave it running 24 hours a day, but we haven't really utilized it properly yet. Get out. We haven't utilized it properly yet. So eventually that is the plan for this one. Instead of, pinging between Mandy and Mel and Nathan and Brett and America and US and Canada and whoever, have something that is central. And if you're going somewhere else, it can be put down that in the chat, in the comments chat room, that, hey, everybody's going over to Mel's channel. She's live in the backyard. And then nothing's happening. Mel's given up. She wants to go to bed. Great. Everyone can come back to this channel and just chill and hang out and do the same thing. That's the whole point. So.
But for now, guys, I need some loud Greeny sing-song type music.
I need tunes. I need silly.
Love you lots. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, man.
Beautiful. We appreciate you guys. We really do, especially your patience with us, because we are useless when it comes to time. Why I wear a watch, I don't know, but I do apparently. Are we doing our out song?
Oh, fuck yeah. All right. This time I'm going to, oh my God.
I sat there and I waited because I knew she'd do that. I couldn't see it coming up. I'm a bitch like that. Sorry.
This time this happens first. And love you guys. See you soon.
Bye.
Hang on. You can see screen share.
Yep, whenever you're ready. There we go. Bigger folks, see you soon. No sound, Mandy.
Let's try it again, shall we?
Responsible.
Can you hear it? Yeah? Oh, let's start again.
Yep, perfect. It works.
Awesome.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different, man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro, don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they block in your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming. There's no way that you make it, and maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Or will you fucking fight back? Shit. You ain't gonna make it, you ain't never ever gonna break it. You can never beat them and they're better than you face it. Thinking that they give a damn, you're not thinking straight, kid. No, I don't give a damn, you got what I'm saying? I'm not fucking playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making. Everybody here knows that you just fake it. Nah, I don't wanna hear it anymore, I don't wanna hear it anymore. All these fucking thoughts, they are not what I need anymore. I'm about to shut the motherfucking door on all you poor ass haters with your heads in the clouds. Talking out loud so proud, you better shut your goddamn mouth before I do more speak out. It's about to hit town. Never gonna make it. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Or will you fucking fight back?